Welcome to Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan.
We've got EJ here. How you doing, EJ?
Good. How you guys doing today?
Good to see you, buddy. Is it time for the world-renowned nerd and sports segment, Nerd Jock?
All right.
It is.
Jack.
Nerds.
Jack.
Nerds.
Jack.
Nerds.
Jock, nerd, jock, nerd.
Jack.
It is Nerd Jock with EJ. Get your damn garbage out of here.
I'll just take it to Ripley's Believe It or Not, and they'll believe me.
EJ also sent me a picture
I sent him the picture that I put in the BDM group. I sent it to Tom first.
What was it?
of his kids at Ripley's Believe It or Not.
Oh, I
or
love
whatever.
that photo. The family photo?
Yeah, we went
Who was the woman?
That's my mom.
Oh, so cute.
Yeah,
I
that's
love
my
that.
mom and my
Family-
daughter and
dude,
my
that's-
son. And
That
my-
was just adorable.
My son doing the sideways thumb to mock Tom even more, which made me so happy.
I love it. How's the boy? Everybody good?
Good, yeah.
Yeah, is he ready for football? Has he got a tiny
No, he
Miami?
doesn't want to play
No
football.
football.
He wants to just stick with jiu-jitsu and karate.
He's going to be a big Brock Lesnar.
Oh, yeah.
I like that. I like that.
So, EJ,
Yes, sir.
I heard you mentioning that you were sad when you first came in
Oh,
here.
now we're going to bring this up.
And I was disappointed because I was like, oh, come
He's
on.
a
I
sensitive
thought
guy.
Yeah.
I-
I just have a bravado of self-confidence and stuff like that.
I thought that the
Nothing bothers me?
the college football train, or has it been
Oh,
too long
I
and
think
then you
so.
got weak?
I think I have the immunity is worn down.
I think
got
you also
weak.
go through periods.
Come
though,
on.
Yeah,
too.
I also
And
do
and I
have
don't
periods,
mean
too.
that.
Oh,
in
you
a-
got your period.
I
too.
have
not what I meant. That's not
Yeah,
what I
it's
meant.
true.
I knew it.
You
No,
should
I do
put
that.
tampons in the bathroom for me, okay?
I do that. I go through periods where I'm more raw than
Oh, yeah.
than other times, and I
Yeah.
honestly don't know what it is.
I was
and-
really sensitive the past couple days. Yeah.
That's maybe something.
You
something
need-
Like Dan's
subconsciously.
story from Monday on
Yeah.
the BDM group got me.
Yeah, and then
It got me because
somebody-
my daughter has the headphone thing and she has a sensitivity to sound because she's on
Yeah.
the spectrum. And I tell you the truth, I think the dad and the daughter, and the dad might be in denial because I was in denial when my daughter got diagnosed.
Oh well, I
So
wasn't.
that was part
see,
of
it
it,
was never
too.
about that to me. Yeah, I mean, you can be sensitive about that portion of the story,
Yeah.
but it had nothing to do
Oh
with
no,
that.
it
I
was
mean,
probably just bad parenting, and I just.
it was
But
absolutely.
the thing is, there was too much connection for me,
yeah, I got
and
you.
that's what got me. And I was like, if you'd have talked to me like that, I would have dragged you out of sight of my daughter.
Yeah,
And then-
that's fair.
yeah.
And then I
You
probably would have
need-
blown your head
Yeah.
off with the gun I was carrying. 'cause
More
it's
likely, that'd be the thing.
concealed
Yeah.
carry.
Well, I wouldn't get killed in front of my daughter. That was to be the most important part.
You need to go through some sort of college football boot camp.
Oh, is this your thing
to
where you get
toughen you up
kidnapped
again?
again? Are you gonna
No,
kidnap him?
no, I'm kidnapping you.
Oh,
But,
okay.
EJ needs to go through
He couldn't carry me for sure.
like a mini camp of college football with a bunch of other college football players that spit in your mouth and then call you the N word.
program?
Yeah, the F word for gays. And,
Oh,
you
that
know,
guy just died, didn't he? The guy from the program, the crazy eyeballs guy.
slap your pee around.
I think that guy just
the
passed
one that was
away.
on the steroids
Yeah,
at the time.
the
Yeah.
steroids
Get-
guy.
Get bullying,
Yeah.
you know, like get
I want to lay side by
you got
side.
too weak.
You know what I want to do? I want to lay side by side in the
On a
road
freeway?
on a freeway with a boner. While my friends,
You got to do the magic trick while you're
yeah,
doing
while
it
my
too.
friends shoot me with a paintball gun.
yeah. You need to toughen up a little bit, EJ. You've
I
gotten
know.
too weak.
He's going through a little
You're
bit of a
crying,
thing. He'll come out the
No, I'm
other
not
end stronger.
crying.
I
It's
can't,
just
I can't make fun of you if you're
if
weak.
I'm sad.
I
Get
can
him
only
laughing.
make fun of the strong.
Get him laughing, and then you can make fun of
Yeah,
him.
go ahead.
I'm
It's not
going
a
to
big
bully the other bullies. You see, that's why
okay.
it's so fun for me to bully Seth. Some weak guy crying, oh, they called me.
So you're punching down is what you want to punch up.
Like,
Okay,
I
that's
don't-
understandable.
Not to pile on, but I will say that when I do agree with him a little bit, when you are extra sensitive, and I do this,
Mm-hmm.
when I'm extra sensitive to things that really aren't like pointed at me at all, but I'm still feeling them and
Oh, yeah.
detecting them and then getting sensitive about them, it's almost like I need a, like, I don't know, I gotta like go get a massage or like, I don't know, go meditate or take a vacation or something. It's almost like a burnout. It's like,
God.
why am I getting concerned about things that
I started
know.
doing laps again. That's what kind of helped. a
really?
little bit. Yeah.
Are you swimming again?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Congrats.
Doing that.
I can see,
But going harder,
I can
too.
see the.
You want to go again in November?
In November?
yeah.
I thought we were gonna do it on the cruise.
do a Christmas
I
challenge?
wanna
I
go
thought
on
we were
the
doing the
cruise.
cruise. Yeah.
I thought
The cruise is stupid
I'll wait till
saltwater
your
pool.
ship
doesn't.
you'll
Yeah,
go
sorry.
faster in saltwater.
He
Oh, did you
cursed.
curse?
Yeah, I
Okay,
cursed,
that's
yeah.
fine. That's fine. That's all right.
Or you want to
I'll take
open
it.
water swim in Nassau? Like you
Fight
go-
the riptide. Let's
Are
go.
we gonna do it at the private island?
Yeah,
I
I
can
do
set
a
it up.
long
I'll
swim.
set it up. I'll get a jet ski and I'll have a full lifeguard outfit on a jet ski
You want to do
with a whistle.
We could measure out a quarter mile. You think you could put some distance in?
Yeah, we can put some distance in. And then you got to make it to the end, eat a
I've
hot
been-
dog, and then swim back the other way.
I've been doing like 500 meters every time, so.
You have a tendency to
That's-
exaggerate. We
that's-
learned that from you walking 20 miles
I did
every
walk
day. in
20
New
I
York
showed
City.
you the math and the freaking
Also,
my phone.
500 meters is nothing now. And that is
I know,
barely a warm-up.
You've been training hard. I know. It's going to be difficult. I think I still beat you in the sprint.
If you're not doing 1,000, you might as well be doing
The
nothing.
guy's obsessed.
I know. He's going hard, yeah.
Yeah, he is. He has no other purpose now. It's like the only thing he looks up for. He's like, I got to just keep on moving until I die.
It gets boring. Like
Yeah.
I was running, and then I'm like, oh man, I'm gonna do a half marathon in December, and then the 8-mile and the 10-mile runs at like 2 hours.
Yeah.
And then it's
that's
just
a long
With
time.
no
and then like,
music,
how
and
long
they're
do I
gonna
have to
def-
do this? No, I got music. You can do music in
Can you do it with
marathons,
those in
yeah.
marathons? Oh, it's
Yeah,
just
you
the
just can't-
triathlon thing
yeah.
won't let you do it.
It's mainly because of the bike, I think.
Yeah,
But
they want
anyway,
Ooh,
safety.
chat room
Yeah.
is weighing in that they would prefer us to do a sand stand, like we had said, where we're going to stand in the hot sand.
Oh, man.
that's what we're doing.
Yeah, we're doing a
Yeah,
sand
you
But
can
stand.
then
stand
me
and
and
watch
EJ
us
will do a
swimming in the
race
ocean.
out
Okay,
there.
Yeah.
all right, possibly.
And
possibly.
then when EJ gasses out and dies, maybe watch him die.
That's when I'll get my jet ski. I pull out on my jet ski.
Hello, I'm
How
fat.
often-
I float. We've already established that fat people float
Yeah,
and,
but if you-
fit people
But if
sink.
you float face down, it's bad.
yeah. We know you're floating.
Well, at least find my
Yeah, yeah.
body
They're
and bring me in.
Yeah.
Oh,
But we-
seagull landed
yeah.
on his back.
We'll laugh. We'll laugh. Peck his ass.
I don't want to
That's-
grow barnacles.
I think that
please.
seagull's pecking EJ's eyeballs out. All right, let's
All
do.
right,
Let's
what
get
do we
to
got
the bit.
first here?
Are we starting with? Let's start with sports.
Great.
Okay.
Football's back this weekend. Saturday, college football starts with Florida State and Georgia Tech playing in Dublin, Ireland, at the Aer Lingus Bowl.
Oh wow, Aer Lingus always makes me laugh.
I knew I'd get it with that.
Aer Lingus is funny. You know what I say? Aer Lingus is better than hair Lingus. I'll tell you that.
So why
I
is
knew
it,
someone wanted to name
why
their
is it
kid
called
Conolingus.
Lingus.
Air, what is it?
Aer Lingus, yeah.
Aer Lingus
Yeah.
Bowl.
You want to see my Aer Lingus? Ready? There you go.
There you go, Melissa.
I'm going home.
Pull it.
I'm going home. I'm going home. You know how long I've waited to do my Aer Lingus joke? Will you tell you? I have an exact date. It's written in my phone. 13 years I've waited to do an Aer Lingus joke. Like, and I lick the air.
So it's week
13
0.
years.
Yeah, week 0. Yeah, so there's like 4 or 5 games, but the big one is Florida State and Georgia Tech. They play at noon
All right.
on Saturday, which is exciting.
So everybody is excited about football coming back.
I'm
Obviously
so
in
excited.
the middle of preseason.
I'm so excited. I do things that Tom thinks are super stupid. Like I watch preseason games on TV.
See,
Yeah.
I
love it.
I'm
I love the
torn
vibe.
about the preseason.
I like the
games.
vibe. I don't care about it. Of course, I'm not going to know any of the players.
Exactly.
It also helps with me knowing a little bit of depth. So
Yeah.
as like a more casual.
Like this guy looks good. He's
Yeah,
doing
fun.
well against the 2s and 3s.
I
He
just
has a
like
chance to
watching the
play.
vibe. I just like hearing the sounds.
Also, the guy's making the team. Because that's where I would have been if I ever got to the next level.
That's
I'd
awesome.
be like on the cut every single time.
You're very close.
Which I would have been cut anyway. So
You don't know.
Have you been watching Hard Knocks? The
I
Bears
haven't watched Hard Knocks now.
I mean, there's so much content. I mean,
It's so much now. I don't have
you
time
know,
for it.
There was preseason Hard Knocks, in-season Hard Knocks.
Yeah.
Mini camp or
Then they're going to do internal hard knocks.
training camp Hard Knocks.
Playoff Hard Knocks.
And everybody's excited about
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Bears, obviously.
You know what I
because of
started
how many-
watching?
Caleb Williams doesn't look bad though.
No.
Yeah.
In the preseason.
You know what I started watching this morning that is exactly Hard Knocks, but it's for ladies? I started watching the America's Sweethearts Dallas Cowboy Cheerleader show on Netflix.
No, really.
It's like 7 episodes. Man, those ladies are mean. Those old ladies that run that, I almost
Oh,
cursed.
yeah.
Oh, they're mean. Oh, my God. They'll just show a picture of a girl. They'll be like,
Nope,
"Ugh,
pass."
absolutely disgusting. Uninteresting. No pizzazz. It's terrible.
Oof.
Can't wait to finish it.
So, what else with sports?
Well, since we're still talking about football, let's talk about Tua and Flores. Have you seen the new thing he was talking about?
Yeah, he's talking about the climate when.
Yeah, when Flores was there.
Yeah.
But is this like another jab at him? Because didn't Flores like sue the NFL,
Well, no, he basically
saying that they were making him tank and he didn't want to tank?
he was a whistleblower
Yeah.
claiming
Yeah.
that the Miami Dolphins ownership offered him 6 figures to throw to tank games.
Yeah.
And
If I were the Steelers, I wouldn't have a rat on my team.
He's not on the Steelers. He's the defensive coordinator for the Vikings.
Oh, the
now.
Vikings.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Now-
Screwed up my knowledge.
that's after
If I were the
At least I got it
Vikings.
right. Yeah.
you know, he was that was after he got fired, and
Yeah.
nothing happened. No disciplinary action
so.
happened
Yeah.
because Miami did lose a pick, but that was for interfering with the
Was
Tom,
that Tom
Brady.
Brady? That was the
situation.
Brady deal,
Yeah.
yeah.
But it had nothing to do with the supposedly, them offering Flores to tank, which, by the way, happens with every team.
Yeah.
And the ownership, I'm sure, has said, like, hey,
looking
like,
at you, Indianapolis.
Yeah,
Remember
yeah,
that?
yeah.
Oh, they were
Oh,
just
yeah.
blatantly saying it. They're
oh,
like,
suck for luck?
yeah, they're like,
Yeah.
look at us.
It's like we lost Peyton Manning.
So-
We got to get the next guy for sure.
Unbelievable.
So now, but to defend Brian Flores a little bit, I did hear the story.
I don't know the
heard-
story, so tell me.
So Tua came out in a press conference talking about, he's like, how would it make you feel if he's speaking about
The coaching
2020
styles, yeah.
when he first got to Miami.
Sure.
He had Brian Flores as his coach. And he's like, how would you feel if you were told every day that you didn't belong here and you weren't worthy of this position, blah, blah, blah. Like,
God, that's
They
how
kept
that's-
on pulling him out in the fourth
That's
quarter.
kind of
Put Ryan
Tom's
Fitz-
management style. Right? I'm used to this.
doing the
I-
impossible tasks.
I am Tua.
And then he's like, and then you sucked and blah, blah, blah. And only because my wife does this, and no offense, but Daniel does this too.
None taken.
Where they hear what they're feeling sometimes, and then I'm like, did he really say all that, or do you feel
Yeah,
like
but
you
sometimes,
felt that?
but sometimes you talk with no feeling.
yeah, but
It can
what
work
did
both
he
ways.
say?
No, but it can work
Are
both
you
ways.
saying what he actually said, or are you
But
saying
look
how
at the
you
actions
felt?
that Brian Flores was doing. He was pulling him in the fourth quarter and putting Ryan Fitzpatrick in.
Yeah,
he was
yeah.
doing
Yeah.
stuff that would make you feel that way for sure because,
Sure.
hello, these are the actions you're doing. How I'm reading between the lines.
Yeah.
Well, did he say, "Hey, you stink. You don't
Yeah,
belong
that's what
here"?
you're saying if you pull him.
Well, no. You either you said that or you pulled. Yeah,
You
pulled
pull him
because
you
you're
don't
not
have
playing.
confidence in him. That's why.
Well,
And
you
that's the
weren't
same
playing
thing.
well.
So is the argument like if I am him in any
It-
job, I've never had a problem with somebody saying, "Hey, you're not doing a good job. Get out of here." I don't have a problem with that. Like, but if you're telling me I stink, yeah, I have a problem with that.
Yeah.
So yeah, basically,
Are
you're-
you accusing me of my ability or my effort? Because those are two different things.
True.
I'm always going to give you 100% effort, but my abilities, yeah, you could probably say something about
now
that.
it was well known at the time because I remember this happening.
What's the point of saying this?
that Tua was? I think he was just
He
praising.
was
Mike.
praising Mike McDaniels,
Yeah.
saying that he believes in me.
So
and I'm
pumping
willing
up
to
his
play.
current
Yeah.
coach. All right, that makes sense.
But
Yeah.
he's throwing
But
shade
he's also
at
throwing,
Flores
Well,
too.
sometimes that's a very like Tom says. That is what emotional like. if
It's
you're-
like comparing my two coaches. I had
Yeah.
Butch Davis and I had Coker.
who'd you prefer?
Butch Davis was a disciplinarian. He was a hard guy,
Yeah.
and like I was scared of him.
Yeah.
Coker was the nicest guy in the world. If he asked you something, you were going to do it because you wanted to make him happy.
Gotcha.
This guy, you were scared. Butch Davis,
Yeah.
you were scared of.
Like Mad Daddy versus
Yeah.
Grandpa. Yeah.
Like I want to make this guy happy, but I don't want to make this guy mad at me.
Now, notoriously and famously, like Tom Brady has always been vocal and talked about how he likes being coached hard, and Belichick used to coach him hard.
Yeah.
And
Coach me hard, Daddy.
and a lot of people, especially on like New England, you hear like Edelman talk about like Belichick would be screaming at Brady. Like Brady was even at the time where he's the best quarterback.
Throwing 6 touchdowns. How
Yeah.
can you throw 7?
won in multiple Super Bowls, and he's still getting yelled at.
Yeah.
But he liked that.
Yeah.
And I understand that because I like
your
someone
edge. Yeah.
telling me and being hard on me too.
Yeah.
It, like as long as it's real.
Right,
I don't want
That's kind of what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
if you're amplifying it and it's fake, then
Yeah.
what you're saying is going to miss the mark because we're not in reality at that point.
And that's the thing. There's a difference between like coaching someone hard and letting them know they screwed up or this is what they're doing wrong, and then telling someone like, I truly believe that you are a horrible quarterback and then you don't belong here. Because then it's like, well, okay, well that's not coaching.
Yeah.
You're just insulting me.
Oh man,
Correct.
And-
you just unlocked a memory for me.
Or
Oh,
or
man.
that's true, and you do feel like that.
But maybe you shouldn't
but,
say it.
But then I'm not going to. But that I have no hope to ever do well if you
Right.
truly think that I don't have the talent to be in this position. Which that again, I'm like, what did Brian Flores actually tell you, or did you just feel they hurt your feelings to I don't know.
Well, I've had coaches like it unlocked a memory. Just you said, yeah. I had a basketball coach in high school, and this was one guy who wanted to go Division I schools, and he was playing like crap. He's like, "You think that's Division I? That's Division crap." And he yelled at
that's
one of the
funny.
players. And it made me laugh.
Yeah, but I
I'll
mean,
never
like,
forget that.
I had coaches that, but my coaches were pretty. They were.
Yeah.
If you weren't playing well, like I can remember being out of position, And Coach Reese was not nice
He would
about
lay it
it.
into you?
Yeah, he
Oof.
would be very mean to you, but it was okay.
It was doing it because he's
it
trying to make
wasn't-
you better.
Yeah, he wasn't
Yeah.
telling me like anything that would like. I mean, of course, it would upset me because I
Yeah.
want to do better. But he was right.
Yeah.
He wasn't
But
saying
you don't
anything
see that as a
was-
kid most of the time, too. And you got to remember, some of these football players are still kids.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so that's when I saw that story. I heard Tua say that in press conference, and I heard the audio and what he said. I was like, it would be hard for me to believe that the head coach was truly just putting you down because he didn't like you. Like a coach wants to win, and he wants so.
Yeah, but
what,
he wasn't his pick. Remember, he didn't want Tua.
That is true,
And that was the thing. I could see him being this way for sure.
Yeah. But then
And it's kind of believable. So
but-
I kind of take Tua aside a little bit.
But then I'm like, well, Mike McDaniel, who's all intents and purposes seems like a good coach.
He's a good coach,
Why
yeah.
does Mike McDaniel think Tua's good and then Brian Flores doesn't? It's weird.
Well, Mike McDaniel's an offensive
Yeah.
coach, and Flores is a defensive coach. And he probably doesn't see it the same way.
That's kind of odd that there would be such
Yeah.
a difference of opinion
Yeah.
between coaches. You
I've
know?
seen it. I've seen guys that are really defense-based. They're not good at picking offensive players, but they're great at defensive players. I've seen it.
Yeah, I mean, it could
It's
be
kind
as
of weird
simple
that he
as
has
that.
such a strong opinion on something he may not know.
Could be I mean, like, do we anticipate that Flores will ever be a head coach again?
No,
No.
he'll never be one because of all the
Because
problems.
of the whistleblower thing. I
Yeah,
think.
I mean, but
That
if
was
you
part
look
of
at
it, too.
if you look at this now, I don't know. Maybe he's petty. Maybe he's a
Maybe.
petty person.
Yeah.
It's not
Well-
like he hasn't said things he maybe should or shouldn't said before.
He's a DC in Minnesota now.
Yeah.
No, I know that, but I'm
I
saying,
don't
but
think he'll
maybe-
ever be a
No,
head
no,
coach.
he'll-
But
Most
maybe
people
he's just
don't.
a petty person.
Yeah, once you get one shot at being a head coach and then you get demoted, usually you don't go back.
All right.
That's usually the
What
case.
else you got in there, buddy?
Well, we got to talk about kids, so we're talking about the Little League World Series. Have you guys been watching that a little bit? I kind
have.
of like watching it every once in a while because
It's fun,
they're really having a good time.
and they're really good.
yeah, well, there's a team from Lake Mary.
Yeah, yeah.
But they just
actually,
lost
Tracy
last night.
texted me. Yeah,
But
Tracy
it's
texted
double
me.
elimination, so they got one more shot.
They got
play-
another shot.
They play Staten Island tonight, so they're probably playing like
I hope that's a prime like.
it's at 7
spot.
o'clock
Okay,
on
great.
ESPN. Yeah, tonight.
Look at you coming correct.
yeah,
with
I made
the
sure I double-checked
where
the
I can watch it.
Stuff. Yeah.
I love it.
What's the
Because they ha-
age that you age out of Little League?
I honestly don't know. Here's the thing
Well,
that's blowing my mind is they have footage of all these famous baseball players playing in the Little League World Series,
yeah.
and it's giving me goosebumps. As if you're into that, like the story, if you like that feeling that the
Yeah.
Olympics gives you, watch the Little League World Series and watch them morph Aaron Judge into as a kid
Yeah.
into now. But he's exactly the same. He's just older. I'm getting goosebumps. It's nuts.
Yeah.
And it makes you
You could tell they were good
it
when they
makes
were
you
little.
happy and sad because when you look at it, you also realize the amount of sacrifice that these kids are doing. Like
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
their entire life.
But
like it is.
It'll also kill your dreams that your kid will ever have a chance because you see Aaron Judge as a
He's the greatest
13-year-old.
athlete in the
Yeah, I
world.
And you're like,
right?
it's just like miniature Aaron Judge. you know, he's not that much. You know what I'm saying? He's still built.
I know. I don't look at it like
You're
that.
like,
That's, I get
yeah,
what you're
yeah, like, and you're like, what? That doesn't look like my kid.
He's like a giant.
I thought,
Oh, yeah.
like you hold out hope that, like, oh, maybe Aaron Judge was a skinny toothpick
no.
stick bug
He looks
when he was
just the
yeah,
same.
like, oh,
No.
it's just miniature Frank Gore.
Yep.
Like, Frank Gore was running in Pop Warner
It's
football,
awesome.
and he just looked like a miniature version of himself,
Yep.
six pack at
When's the
10
last
years
time you
old.
saw Frank Gore, by the way? Just on an aside.
Oh, his
Was it a
son,
boxing
did his son
match?
get drafted?
I thought he did. Wasn't he playing for the Jets?
Let me look it up.
Or
I don't know.
I don't know if he got drafted or
lost-
he was a free agent.
I lost track of because there was a storyline where Frank Gore's son was like they were hoping he'd
They
get
were close enough to
drafted.
do the LeBron thing where they're playing on the same team.
He's on the Buffalo Bills right now.
Okay,
Bills, yeah.
as
I knew it was
just
a New York team.
Yeah, he's on the Buffalo Bills since.
practice squad or something. Because I've never seen him run on.
I mean, he was
Buffalo.
named the offensive MVP of 2024 for the East-West Shrine Bowl, whatever that is.
That's the
They
All-Star
don't-
game that they usually play right before the draft.
They don't have a lot of details on him here.
But anyway, the Little League World Series.
It's
so,
awesome.
Yeah. Because they have they
is there-
split it into divisions in the United States, but they also have people from out of the United States playing. So they'll have like I forget who they were. North Korea was playing or something like. Not North Korea.
I always say that too because it's funny. I love saying that. People are like, "It's not North Korea, Dan." I'm gonna say it until I'm done broadcasting because it's
Well,
funny.
I remember there was a game on Nintendo back in the day, and they always had Taipan was the team, and they were usually pretty good on like the Nintendo game. Yeah.
So do they still have like the Dominican Republic team, and there's some like
Big ding
Chile
dong. Yeah, those guys
and
are all
Brazil.
28 years old.
Yeah.
there's some grown ass man with a
Chinese
beard.
J.
You've got the different regions you have are, obviously you're going to have the Canada, Caribbean, Cuba. Let's see the teams that are in here. We got Great Lakes.
Yeah, they split the United States into regions.
Yeah, so we've got Taiwan is there, Australia's there, Aruba's there,
I know people-
Tokyo's there, Venezuela,
And they're in their own
People
division.
bet a lot on this.
Oh yeah, the international teams play in their own division, and then the American teams play their own division, and then the American team wins, and then they play the international winner, which is really interesting that way.
Yeah, that is pretty cool. Yeah, you've got Mexico, Latin America, Japan, Europe, and Africa. Cuba has a team. Then we have like our division is Great Lakes, Metro, Mid-Atlantic, Midwest, Mountain, New England, Northwest, Southeast, Southwest, and West.
Of course, Tracy knows those kids.
Yeah. Tracy's boy, I guess,
She knows everybody.
goes to school with like 4 of the players from the Lake Mary team. So yeah, we'll be tuning in tonight and go Lake Mary.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man. What
Oh,
else
the
you got?
last story I have for sports is have you heard about this tennis player, Jannik Sinner? He's like the #1 ranked tennis player right now, and he got popped for steroids.
I
Did you hear about this?
I did see that story pop up. On
He
my
got
ESPN.
tested twice for steroids, and
Oh, he's a broccoli. Look at this guy.
yeah.
He's a red-haired
He got caught with
broccoli.
low levels of clostebol, I think it is. It's a dermal steroid, and they usually use it for like wound care. And supposedly, this is the story his team is using. Is they were using the one guy that massages him was using it on a wound, and that's how it got into his system.
Yeah, he has
I
he
don't believe
released a
that.
statement today. Well, that's exactly what Barry
That's
Bonds
what I would
or
say. I'm
anybody
like,
else
yeah.
would say, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
they just rub the steroid ointment
Yeah.
on my skin and it got in my system.
That's what you always say. It's like,
Yeah.
I ate a bagel with poppy seeds.
Yeah.
It's just the same old.
Like, I've been drug tested so many times, I never got popped because I didn't do anything.
He just says he's going to comply with everything they're saying.
Yeah,
to
they
do.
took away
I
his
mean,
points and they took away his prize money, but he's not getting suspended because it was unintentional, is what they said. I'm
That-
like,
I mean, there are steroid creams and
Yeah.
things like that. You could. I mean, I feel like if you are cycling on and off steroids to give yourself a competitive advantage, you can kind of tell.
yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like, so for instance, you could take steroids and not work out,
Yeah.
and it's not going to give you
not
that
gonna help
much
you as much,
more
yeah.
of an advantage. Like you know, when Barry Bonds and old McGuire was doing steroids, like
Yeah.
you
Sammy
see the
Sosa,
before
yeah.
Sammy Sosa, the before and after of those guys after a couple of
Look
years
at their
of
heads, in their
like,
necks, yeah.
I mean, they got gigantic, and you're like, oh, well, that's the evidence. Like,
This guy's
it's
very-
not the trace amount of steroids you find in some beanpole. You're like, oh, you're on steroids. It was like, no, he's not. Look at him.
But it's tennis, so you're not going to like get huge jacked anyways because you got to be able to run the court.
I kind of think this is a nothing because A, you can look at the guy, and B, they're already saying that, like, if you were wanting to do steroids, this isn't
Something
the
that
best way to
yeah.
do
This
it.
is well. This isn't what you would pick, right? It's a very weak, low level. It's not even.
But that's what you want to do. You want to make sure that you
Okay.
fly underneath
I
the
like your
radar.
negativity.
Like, okay, I'm going to do steroids, but I want to make sure I don't go too big because, hello, everyone's going to point to Barry Bonds and like you just said.
This is
and
more
they're
like
gonna say,
recovery,
I just
though.
want a little bit of edge,
This
and
one-
this
but
is just
that still
enough that I
counts,
can
right?
fly underneath the radar enough.
So if you're using that still counts. So if this guy, let's say he was using it,
Yeah.
because he knows it's low level, he knows he can just like.
And
wish
I've
it
already
away,
cycled off,
because,
and
like,
it's already tapered
and
off.
recovery is a big deal. So if because they're saying this one I'm reading says that this steroid's primarily used for recovery.
Yeah.
So
That would make sense to me.
Yeah, it did. Steroids will help you recover faster, but I always wondered about the testosterone because, like, if you use like bioidentical testosterone, right, and you get your testosterone up to like 900, and let's say it was 500 or whatever, like that's going to help your performance, right? But now how do they test for that? I guess they're
Testosterone levels.
Yeah, but what if
They
your
probably
testosterone
they'll
levels
give you a
are high?
baseline. They'll give you a baseline probably when you first start sports. Usually they can do that.
But your testosterone
testosterone's
can
not
ebb
gonna
and
change.
flow, though. It
But
does.
it's usually going to decrease over time as you get older.
But through fitness, you can make it go up a little bit. I guess not jump
Slightly,
at that high,
but not that
but I've
much.
never heard about them testing your baseline testosterone and then testing it again. Like,
It's
They do
hard
that with
to
it, like-
because of the fluctuations.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything I'm reading, it is kind of hard to do it.
because if I was an athlete, I just get my testosterone. I inject testosterone
Yeah.
to get it up to 800 and keep it at that because
Yeah.
you're going to perform
Just
way
maintain it,
better.
yeah.
based on this
build
article, they're
muscle.
also saying that bioidentical, like a lot of times, it's exactly as you're saying. It's
Yeah.
like hard to detect because we've made it so damn good.
Yeah. Well, that's what, like
Because you were using yams instead, and then now
Yeah.
they're using actual.
These are like
animal
natural
proteins.
products now.
Animal
like
proteins
as Dr.
instead of-
Powers does. Like
Yeah,
it's the same
exactly.
exact
Yeah.
chemical
Exactly the same.
composition as
Yeah.
your body makes.
Yeah.
And then you're just taking more of that, and you will
Yeah.
be better performing if you have 800, 900 testosterone. Like as long as you don't keep it at like the peak level that's healthy.
You've
once
done
you
way
get
too
into
much research
This
on this.
lady,
true?
well, I mean,
I'm
like,
telling
Are
you,
you starting to do this, Tom?
the
Or
biology
no,
of it
but
is-
we did when Dr. Powers came
Yeah.
on board. I mean, we want to know what people are doing, but this lady is kind of saying that they're dedicating themselves to working out a better way to test this so you can tell.
Yeah.
Because she's like, there isn't really a definitive way. And this particular doctor I'm reading in this ProPublica article is saying that it would be like we know, like they're doing the Walmart loss prevention, right?
Yeah.
We know they're getting through. We can't do anything about it. We're doing our best.
We're doing our best.
Okay, yeah. So then that
Well,
means
maybe that's what they should do. Start doing a baseline at the very beginning, and then they can find out.
See,
No,
like
no,
right
who
here,
cares?
athletes
Let 'em-
focus in. Like, check this out. They break it down for you. An athlete that wanted to focus on cheating can find a way. Like, if you were a clever doper, you might add epestedrone to your testosterone. They take to keep that. You take the other to keep you within a ratio that is undetectable.
Oh, mask it. Yeah.
So,
Oh, yeah.
like, you take
Yeah, they'll
other,
take other stuff to
you
mask
take
what
other
you're taking,
things to, I guess, like, maybe we probably talked to Dr. Powers about this, honestly. I mean, he knows how he knows how it works.
to give you any sort of advantage. I mean, this could be the difference between millions of dollars for some of these athletes.
For
like,
sure.
Like I know Brady right now was on the tee. He probably was the whole time.
Oh,
You know, you got
dude.
enough money, and then it's like just raise it up. You
This
will.
is why it's
be
too
better.
expensive to test for. There's a testing method called CIR, or carbon isotope ratio testing. It does not rely on your TE ratio and can distinguish between natural and what would be considered, using air quotes, synthetic testosterone. So they are developing a test where they can tell whether or not your level of testosterone is your natural occurring testosterone or a bioidentical testosterone, I guess.
Yeah.
They're trying to figure it out.
Plus, they
But
gotta
they're
probably
not there.
take blood out of you, and that defeats.
They're not. And they say even that's not foolproof. Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, but what's the benefit of the NFL really to start putting a bunch of money to test if these guys are like you want them to perform well because
Well,
it's
but you
better
don't
for
want
entertainment.
But you don't want a
people to
WWE
cheat.
on your hands.
Yeah.
You don't. You.
And
No,
you're also
no, but
encouraging your kids to take stuff that might be dangerous for them. That's the reason why you don't want people doing
But
steroids.
You want to keep it under control.
Well, I'm
Yeah.
not saying for the anabolic steroids and some of the more
Then
aggressive
you're taking
stuff.
Pornhub pills, and you're not going to be sure about what that's going to do to you.
No, but I'm saying the NFL is just in it for the money. They just want the most entertaining
Well, yeah.
product. So that's what you're going to get. They're
Oh,
gonna
sure, but there
drop-
will be backlash if you don't start caring for your athletes.
What if you're taking dangerous stuff and you're losing athletes because they hurt
Yeah.
themselves because
I
they're
would agree
taking the
with that.
wrong stuff?
Yeah, but the testosterone ain't dangerous. Like, let them take it.
Yeah, but
you
but
don't
not
know that.
everybody's going to take it
Yeah.
like letter of
They're
the
like,
law.
I'm going to try to experimental stuff, and maybe that's going to give you more an
Well,
advantage.
but that's what I'm saying. Like, you keep the testing
I know it's a slippery
loose.
slope argument,
like,
but yeah.
I'm just, they're not motivated to spend a ton of money to really
Well, yeah.
get into
No.
this. You know,
The
And I'm
NFL's a
saying
business, and it's to make money.
I'm also
So
saying
that's
not
why they're hiding
yet.
the concussions
You're
and all
not
that
going
stuff.
to do that
yeah.
until you have a problem. Like
Yeah.
that's why
Yeah.
Vince McMahon didn't do anything in the WWE until wrestlers started dropping dead. And now they have a wellness program and they have
Yeah.
a campus over here in Full Sail
They gotta
where they're
take
like,
time
oh, it's
off,
all about
yeah.
nutrition and mental health. Well, you don't do it until you have a problem. And the NFL's going to do the
Yeah.
same thing, and they should because they're a business.
yeah.
Or maybe they shouldn't,
Yeah,
but
but
you know
then
what I
we
mean.
don't get any Randy Savages anymore.
No, you're not. Well,
Yeah, but
Randy,
what was happening in the
Randy died
90s?
in a Porsche accident. I don't think that had anything to do with any use of anything
Well,
illegal
no.
or unillegal.
But
Yeah.
that guy was on stuff the whole time. he
I
was
mean,
there.
I guess,
Yeah.
but I don't. That's not what killed him.
Yeah.
It was a car accident.
I know.
We're talking about like Jake the Snake and like these like guys were essentially bikers that were just
Yeah.
shooting.
They're
an
just
an
carnies. They were doing
insane amount.
steroids.
But
Yeah.
my point is, and it's not about looks. It's like if you like aren't testing it, for sure there's somebody using it in high doses amounts that are dangerous within the NFL. Guaranteed.
Yeah.
They're doing it.
Let's
what
go over
else
to
we
nerd
got?
stuff, I guess.
Yeah.
Acolyte, it got canceled. Season 2's not going to happen.
I didn't hear that.
Just happened today.
That's
I just
the
got the
new
news.
Star Wars
That's
deal.
the new Star Wars show that they was gonna. I think they were gonna show
I read-
Dark Plagueis.
I read an article in preparation of Nerd Jock today that was singing its praises and saying that the characters were in-depth and cool and that it was unlike any other Star Wars show that had ever been made.
I enjoyed it a lot, and I think they were setting up Darth Plagueis, and they were gonna go like the prequel to Palpatine, where he became a Sith Lord, and they just killed it. They just said nope. It cost too much money. It was $180 million budget to start. It's for a show on Disney Plus, so it's a lot of money for a show. So that's probably the reason why they killed it, more than like the creative side of it.
That is a lot.
That's a lot of money
to put in
for 8 episodes. Yeah,
I'm just like, what part of the what's wrong with my algorithm, or what part of the media? Like, I know people, that's a bad word these days, but like, what did I miss here? I'm not a Star Wars guy, but I didn't see anything bad. Were there people crapping
there's a
all
lot
over
of people
this?
that crapped on it for sure, and it's because of different things. It's because there's
Give me the gist.
there's
What's
trans people. There's a
okay.
black woman that's the lead, and it's like
Oh, God
those things
forbid.
that are quote unquote. I hate this word because I hate using it. The woke thing, and they use that like, oh, this is what Star Wars is becoming, and we don't want it.
Oh yeah, we never liked
And I
Michonne.
hate that
Michonne
word.
was badass.
Michelle was amazing.
This
That
is
was the
weird.
reason why to keep watching the show. Other than that, I was like, meh.
I always wanted Rick and Michonne to get together, and when
They
they
did.
I know, but I
Yeah.
mean, like, I always rooted for that. In the comics, they get at it.
Yeah.
I like my Jedis old and white. I'm a
You're allowed
traditional.
to say that. You're allowed to say that.
I do like Alec Guinness, and
I
him
go a
like
little further.
this
I
is
like small.
pajama
Or
garbage.
hold on, or Spikehead. Either one.
Darth
I'm fine
Maul,
with that.
So he's
or
really black.
I like old
dark
alien.
head.
or tiny doo-doo monster.
Yeah, I like old alien.
Yeah, old little green
Yeah.
doo-doo
Jabba
monster.
the Hutt?
That's fine.
Tiny
That's
green
fine.
booger, fine.
Yeah.
But
Like,
you don't.
know.
But no black.
No, no.
Black is fine.
You could have, but you need the spikes.
Okay, all right.
I can't have like the
joking.
curly,
That's fair.
the broccoli-headed black guy
Right,
that they had on Acolyte. Okay,
I
I
do
understand.
think that we have a very few. I've never seen a Mexican
No.
Jedi.
No. Well, Sam Jackson was an
Black
awesome,
Jedi.
But he was
an awesome
awesome.
Jedi. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm joking, obviously, but
Purple lightsaber
But
and
not
everything.
a lot of representation there.
But that's and whether or not this the reason it got
Oh.
canceled or not, which
The
is
actress who's the lead is saying it's racism. That's what she was saying. I was
probably
reading it.
more the 180 million.
Yeah, I did say the truth. I think it was the money that was
Everybody's
killing
telling
it,
me
yeah.
that the lightsaber scenes in this are just like
They were
bananas.
amazing,
They're like
yes.
it's the best that Star Wars has ever done.
X-23 was one of the Padawans in it. The girl
Wow.
that played in the new Wolverine and Deadpool.
Yeah, she's good.
She was in this too, but she
She's
was in
good.
makeup, but you couldn't tell it was her.
I wonder if they are starting to pull back and they're going to wait until like the AI gets good enough for them to do a lot of this stuff way cheaper. Because we've seen their even studios and stuff, you can get a lot of these shots now using AI without super
Doing
expensive
digitally, yeah.
production.
Yeah.
And then same thing with like CGI and stuff. And then they're like, wait a minute, we're about to spend these hundreds of millions of dollars. In like 5 years time, the technology is going to be good enough where we could do this half the cost.
So you're cutting
So
jobs
just
again.
wait.
So less special effects artists.
They-
So,
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean,
Like
it would be just purely business, I'm saying.
I know it is purely business, but I think I'm a little disappointed.
Business and creativity, I don't.
I'm a
it's
little
one of those things I
disappointed
don't
from the
like.
sideline of looking at it from a person that's not a Star Wars person. Like when we saw the big Star Wars hotel go away, like this show getting canceled. It seems like feels like they very much lost their way. If at one point it seemed like they're like, oh, we're gonna do this, this, and this, and everybody's like, oh, they got a plan, they know where they're going.
Well, that's the
this
thing.
doesn't look like they know what they're doing or
With
know
Star
where they're
Wars, when
going.
they go away from the Skywalkers, they don't like it as much, and then they're going back because they just announced their Grogu and Mandalorian movie at D23. So they're going to go back to the things that work.
Are your
And
boys
they're-
still into that? Your boys like if Mandalorian came back in, or they things are rocketing fast.
Yeah, there is. They watch Boba Fett or whatever.
Boba Fett, that's
Boba
correct.
Fett.
Yeah, Boba Fett.
Oh my
and but they only like the last couple episodes with Grogu in there, and then for whatever reason they dropped off. There's just unlimited content on
There's
other
just
things,
so
and,
much stuff to watch.
and then it
Like
just you
Umbrella
know,
Academy just came out the last season. I haven't watched it because there's just too much stuff that I'm doing.
yeah, like they watched the Sweet Tooth season 3.
How's that holding up for you? Pretty good?
Well, it was a little too dark.
Yeah. Sometimes shows do that to spice
Well, that's
it
the reason
up.
why, because
Yeah.
Robert Downey Jr. is producing it, and he's going to be the new Doctor Doom.
And oh, really?
Yeah, you didn't see that announcement?
Yeah, I thought that was stupid.
I'm okay.
Find some new people, man.
See, this is my thing always with casting. I never question casting anymore because of Heath Ledger being picked as a Joker, because I hated it when they announced it. I was like, Heath Ledger's going to be the Joker, the guy from 10 Things I Hate About You and Knight's Tale? That's not going to work. And he pulled it off.
But just
and
give us
killed it.
something, like I want somebody that's not 60 years old and I've watched in 100 different movies. Like, you don't mean to tell me there's not a young actor or actress out there that could play Dr. Doom just as good?
I think, but when you...
Or actor. If I said actress, people are like, oh, no, you made her a girl. Like, so there's not a
That doesn't
guy
bother
out
me.
there that could play it and be younger and that way you're creating a new character instead of all the people that I saw was like, oh, it's just another multiverse where he played. And I'm like,
But
guys, that is effed out.
You could also do
multiverse
the
thing-
story making, like, okay, when Spider-Man shows up and he takes off his mask and he used to be his mentor as Tony Stark, but it's Dr. Doom. He's like, oh my God, the
But
guy
we all
that I
know
love
they're not gonna do that.
is the bat. Oh, they are for sure.
You think they're gonna do
don't use
that?
Robert Downey Jr. and don't show his face.
So, no, they're going to show his
But-
face,
but
but
I
I don't
think
think
for
they're
a while
making
they're gonna
him-
do it.
They're not going to make Iron Man be Dr. Doom.
Yeah, I think they are. I think
Really?
that's the goal. Like,
No.
this is going to be the multiverse because the new Fantastic Four movie that's coming out that has Pedro Pascal as well as Reed
So
Richards.
it is just the version of the multiverse.
Yes,
where
because
Tony
they're in a
Stark-
different universe, and it's like a 60s
Enough.
aesthetic where
Enough.
EJ
Enough
is
with
not
it.
wrong, Pigstein.
It's
No.
it's enough. That's the dumbest thing in the world. Then you just have one. You got the cast of Friends, and they're just going to do every movie. That's the dumbest thing I've ever.
Did you guys
heard.
watch Deadpool and Wolverine yet?
Not yet. No.
Oh, you should go. Definitely see it because they even talk about that, how the multiverse, you just take the L and call it a day.
Yeah, it's dumb. It's just so dumb.
Well, it opens up unlimited opportunities, which is kind of you're cheating a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Totally
Like,
cheating.
Yeah, because now it's like, oh well, we could do this. It's a different universe.
It's
like,
lazy
oh, okay,
writing.
yeah,
I'll
yeah.
give you credit for that. It's definitely lazy writing a lot of the time when they do multiverse.
But it's the only way to do this.
You
It
gotta
all
do that,
can't
yeah.
exist in one universe.
because once you
so.
kill a character, there's no bringing it back, and you're stuck with that.
Why aren't we
So-
okay with just having different stories that stand alone? Why does every goddamn movie got to connect? Why couldn't you just have a Batman movie and the next Batman movie there's hey, he didn't die in this one. It's just we're picking up from like Sherlock Holmes did it and it was fine. Maybe
Yeah.
I'm the dumb old man. But I don't
It's
feel-
happened in a lot of
I
universes.
think
That's
we
why I'm
could,
like,
but we could have
eh.
so much better standalone to me movies if we didn't have to. Don't forget, you got to connect it. It's got to link together. Oh, at the end, you got to make sure Sam Jackson comes out and blows the smoke off his gun. It's like it's stupid, so stupid.
I like it.
Let's talk House of Dragons real quick before
Oh,
you
you're
get
into
into
that.
it.
You're into that.
How the episodes were just a preview for next season?
Yeah,
Yeah.
The, huge disappointment. This is the nerdiest thing I've ever done, by the way.
They had their finale, right?
Yeah, a couple weeks ago, yeah.
Season 2, House of Dragon. Everybody was disappointed because nothing happened. We're all gearing up
Yeah.
for a
Yeah.
dragon fight. And
I thought
then,
there was a
They
dragon
showed
fight.
one dragon fight, but it
yeah.
was a minor one.
Yeah, but this was the big war,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
all of a sudden, and then nothing happened. It's like, wait for season. And like, no, it's
Yeah.
years away.
Yeah,
But-
because they got to animate all those goddamn dragons.
Yeah, my theory is it was supposed to be a 10-episode season, and they cut it down to 8, and that's the reason why we didn't see some of the stuff.
And so then I got into a YouTube hole researching the dragons. And they're by- I'm embarrassed
Tom,
to even talk
can you
about
name
that.
all the dragons?
I'm
Oh, that would make
embarrassed
me
to
so
talk-
happy. Tom.
I forget all their stupid names.
Oh, Sea Smoke and
Yeah.
Cyrax. Come on.
Yeah.
I think Cyrax is a Mortal Kombat character.
Yeah. No, there was one like that. Yeah.
There is, yeah.
Uh,
it's close to that, but it's like.
But then I
with
was,
an S
I
instead
was,
of
And Turbo.
and then I'm like, how?
Laser.
I'm like, how do the dragons pick their writers?
Oh my God.
Do they smell their blood, or is it they're
Tom went
pure
deep
of
into
heart?
the lore.
Wait, you mean dragons just don't look
You
at
got to be
people? and
prepared to
then-
die. Remember, that's how the last two got picked.
And then I pushed myself off a stool because I couldn't believe it was only like a 10-minute, and I was out in Colorado, and we watched the season
Yeah.
finale, and then I started like,
You don't read the folklore on. I always read the
Oh,
backstory.
I
backstory
was
is
like,
also
God damn
better
it.
stuff.
Yeah, I love the backstory on stuff, man. I read all of that. Like, you should have seen it. I'm laying in bed watching Game of Thrones. I was so mad when I found out that Tyrion Lannister's nose should have been missing the
Missing the whole
entire
time,
show.
yeah.
He should have
He
had
looked like
no nose.
Skeletor. He
Yeah,
should have looked
yeah.
like Skeletor
No,
a little
and,
bit.
and I was mad because I was like, that would be awesome. A show where the lead character, dude, has no nose and he's a little person.
Yeah, Peter Dinklage. You don't pay Peter Dinklage to not have a face, though.
Yeah, he's a good-looking dude.
Yeah.
In
dude.
my YouTube hole, I got into people that they know so
All the lore.
much
They read
about
everything.
the
Yeah.
entire
They can speak the fake languages.
Game of Thrones, House of Dragons,
Yeah.
from the beginning to the end,
Yeah.
like pre-House
They
of
By
can
the way,
Dragons.
that's
They're
just
like,
one family, really. I mean,
Yeah.
it's really just that you're just doing the
The Targaryens, yeah.
Yeah.
You haven't got to the Baratheons
Yeah,
I mean,
or
there's
the
there's, like,
Starks.
there's 6 other, and then more.
Yeah.
than that.
the
then
Lannisters.
and then before the Targaryens even
yeah.
combined the 7 kingdoms, and they're like, oh yeah, but then there was the woodland creatures.
Yeah.
That and then they explained, they're like, oh yeah, but they created the first White Walker, but then they were in hiding for a long time before. And it's all these years, and there's like, oh, this White Walker has an eye patch. That's Damon. And I'm like, oh my god! And then I pushed myself off a stool because
getting into it.
and
He's
then
getting into it.
then
I
I
know.
realized, I was like,
What you were
oh,
doing.
this is the joy that
One
nerds
of
have.
us. One of us.
No, I killed my joy.
The pirate captain.
No more.
Was it a man or a woman? Or was it a trans person?
Oh, you mean
in
talking
that?
about on Tom's wedding?
No,
That was
no, no,
that
no,
was
no.
a Mexican man. He looked like a woman, and they gave
No.
him the lesbian.
The Lannister guy was trying to recruit the triarchy, and then they was like, you have to meet the admiral. And was it a man or a woman on the show? Because they fight in the mud. Remember?
Oh, there's a
And
man.
like, you can have sex with my wives.
Yeah, that's the
No, I think it's a woman.
Chat room saying it's a woman.
well,
Because the character's played by a trans person, and
a
I'm wondering.
Lannister man.
No, not the Lannister man.
It's a Tranister if she's a.
No.
I'm sorry. I'm allowed to. I think that's allowed. If you
Yeah,
are,
no.
if you are a Lannister and you are trans, you are a Tranister,
All
and
right.
I'm dying on that.
You
'Cause
get
they
a
call
bro
it-
fist bump from
Thank you. I'll take it. He
But
never
they call,
gets fist bump.
but
Thank
they
you.
say
My
you
God,
got to
he's gonna hug
meet
me after the
him.
show.
They say because I had to go back and watch it. They say meet him, but I think it was a woman because they were just messing
Yeah.
with the guy because that's what they did the whole episode, right?
They've done that before, where I believe they've included people that are transgender
Yeah.
in shows like
'Cause they
that.
did an Acolyte, too.
Because they're
Yeah.
showing that
It's the
these
same
people
actor
have been
in
around
Acolyte and
forever.
this, yeah.
Yep.
the lady he fought in the mud.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it is a woman. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Which I was
assumed it was a
confused when I
woman.
saw it, but it was
I like a strong
but
woman
they
that'll
call him
push me in the
him.
mud.
They call him him in
Wait a
the
minute, I'm
first
not going to
season.
go watch
Yeah,
this.
yeah.
There's a woman
Wait a
that will
minute.
beat me up and push me in the mud. I
Yeah.
love this.
Basically, that's what she said. I'm not going to ally myself with someone who can't defeat me. And
So
that's
I have
what
to
happens.
beat the woman up,
Yes,
and then I get
in
to
the
sleep
mud.
with her wives?
Yes.
Don't threaten me with a Saturday night.
Yeah, I hammer-handed to that.
I
I
believe
didn't
that.
have any doubt in my mind. I
my
thought
Yeah.
I don't know.
And still don't.
Oh my God.
What else you got?
Oh man. Should I go through all the D23 movies because there's tons of them. They had a whole bunch of
You
stuff
can
that was
tell
on
us
there.
one.
Quick.
Oh my God. But I had like little catch lines for each one. Like Star Wars Skeleton Crew is Star Wars Goonies,
Okay.
and like Agatha All Along is WandaVision sequel.
Agatha
All Along, that's the new Agatha Harkness. That's the one with Aubrey Plaza is going to be in it, and what's the
This is
lady's
a hot
name?
take. Aubrey Plaza, you had me.
Really?
But you waited too long.
You don't like her anymore?
No, I love her.
Oh,
but you
Parks
waited
and Rec
You
and-
waited
and
too
it
long.
took too
Parks
long?
and Rec. You waited before you put out any.
Dude, have you
big-
seen her in Legion?
I have.
Okay,
but
she's amazing in that.
I'm not. That's not the type of show for me. I
Oh,
need
yeah,
something
it's too
funny,
nerdy.
and I need you to
Okay.
be frumpy, funny, jerky, and you're not doing it, so I have to let you
Oh.
go. To let you go.
God, and then they do Fantastic Four, which is Pedro Pascal's Fantastic Four that he's going to be in.
Enough of the Pedros.
Daredevil Born Again is going to be Netflix season 4.
This time he's not blind.
It's still Charlie Cox, which I'm excited about.
When's The Last of Us season 2 coming out?
They've just finished filming. I was reading about this. They just said they finished filming and they were adding more security to the bad person in the show.
What?
Because a lot of people are scared what might be doing.
What song was playing on the radio when we last left the?
What do you
Because that's
mean?
how
The
you.
Last of Us.
Yeah, isn't that how they signal that stuff's happening? You
That
play,
his-
you have
his-
to play the song.
Yeah,
It's been long enough, right? Or I can talk about that.
it's the whole season's been over.
Yeah, and then you got to get the book out and look to see what song is playing, and then you know what's happening at the lookout or whatever. 80s music. Thank you, Christian.
No, okay.
Yeah, what years it was? They have
Yeah.
like because they also announced like Avatar: Fire and Ash, so they're gonna do another Avatar
Waited
movie.
too long.
I know, it's too
Aubrey
long.
Plaza, Avatar. You waited too long.
Freakier Friday. So which, speaking of way
Waited
too
too
long
long.
again.
Is that
It's-
old Borderlands in that?
Yeah.
What's her name?
Halloween. Jamie Lee Curtis.
Jamie
yeah,
Lee
and
Curtis.
Lindsay Lohan. Yeah.
Lindsay Lohan is still smoking.
Really?
Yeah, with a kid now.
Yeah.
Lindsay's good.
Yeah.
Okay. That's your
Lindsay's
style.
good, and
She'll,
Jamie Lee.
she'll hawk to her.
Yeah, for America.
I'm bringing it back. We're going to get out of here.
Oh man, I didn't even get to
For
Monster
Halloween,
Jam.
me and Tom are going as Hawk Tuah, and I'm going as Austin Powers. It's gonna be awesome.
I'll go as Steve Irwin.
Okay.
For more information on Nerd Jock, just go to airlingus.com.
No, come to my Twitch stream. I'm on EJ_Chungus.
All right.
I've been playing
Yeah.
Pokemon Go on there. I've been doing a lot of Master League.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm doing good.
No one wants to see that.
Chungus.
Oh, you
Yeah.
can hear my wife give me a hard time and my kids give me a hard time.
Oh, they're in the
They
background.
they bully me all the time when I'm
people
playing.
love that when they're watching streams.
Because I'm playing. Yeah, I know. It totally interrupts my stream and they're yelling, "Daddy, can I get some ice?" Go get it yourself.
I love watching a fat guy play video games while ignoring his family.
That's most streamers.
See, there you
It's
go.
most streamers.
I could watch it myself by looking in the mirror, but I'll just watch him. Stay tuned for we got Crystal Van coming up next.
We do.
Okay, it's a funny episode.
Yeah, it is very funny.
And,
She's my real estate agent.
She is
and,
indeed.
how's your house
Yeah.
selling? So
Who died in
far?
that coffin? Any
You're not
bites?
helping her
Any
wife
bites?
sell
Any
my
bites?
house.
Real
Come on,
estate
bro.
agent called.
Oh, God.
Just call it.
Oh, my God. We got to go.
Really? Bye-bye.
Perfect. All right. Is that it? Do we do any more today?
No, that's it.
Okay.